I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord,
Hello everyone. Welcome back to V Squad TV. Taehyung shakes Paris with his irresistible style and CELINE elegance. Paris, the city of light, fashion and timeless charm, was once again set ablaze by none other than Kim Taehyung, who turned every street corner into a cinematic runway. The BTS member, known for his refined yet daring sense of style, stepped out in the French capital wearing a dark brown leather jacket, a simple black tee, and his now iconic CELINE sunglasses. It was the kind of effortless sophistication only Taehyung could embody, and the city responded with awe. As fans crowded the streets, cameras flashing in every direction, Taehyung moved with calm confidence, his presence radiating quiet power. Every step, every glance, every flick of his hand seemed choreographed by fate itself. A moment of stillness in a city that never sleeps. When he stopped briefly to sign something for a fan or a representative, the sight became instantly viral, spreading like wildfire across social media platforms. Parisian air seemed to shift that day. People spoke in hushed tones about the man in the sunglasses, unaware at first that it was V of BTS. His silhouette, framed against the golden light reflecting off polished cars, exuded cinematic perfection. And when he finally slipped into a waiting vehicle, cameras captured the brief moment, a fleeting glimpse that will live forever in fan archives. The streets of Paris have always been home to elegance, but with Taehyung's arrival, they felt redefined. He brought a new kind of luxury, not one of extravagance, but of presence. His CELINE ensemble whispered confidence and mystery, perfectly balanced between artistry and rebellion. Later that evening, Taehyung shared a glimpse into his world through his Instagram story. The image, minimalist yet meaningful, showed him posing in a chic hotel room, surrounded by CELINE gift boxes wrapped with signature black ribbons. His expression was playful, his gesture of a peace sign charmingly disarming. Fans quickly noticed the delicate handwriting on one of the envelopes, Monsieur V. A small but intimate touch from CELINE that spoke volumes about his stature within the fashion house. Within minutes, Taehyung x CELINE and V for Paris Fashion Week began trending worldwide. Fashion enthusiasts, reporters, and even fellow celebrities reposted the photo, calling it a masterclass in modern luxury. The soft lighting of the room, the bouquet of blue flowers beside him, and his sleek all-black outfit created an atmosphere of cinematic serenity. Observers described his aura as Parisian noir, effortlessly romantic, faintly melancholic, yet irresistibly magnetic. Taehyung's visual presence has always transcended trends. He doesn't follow fashion, he becomes it. His dark shades reflected the city lights, turning his gaze into an enigma, a mirror to the elegance of the streets he walked upon. Fans who witnessed him on the street recounted how he paused briefly before entering his car, smiling, nodding politely, even bowing slightly, as if acknowledging the love that surrounded him. It didn't feel like meeting a star, one fan said. It felt like meeting a piece of art in motion. The video of him signing something, perhaps a document or autograph, quickly gained millions of views. People were mesmerized by how composed he looked, even in the middle of chaos. The brown leather jacket caught the sunlight perfectly, gleaming like liquid gold, while his sunglasses hid emotions that only his slight smirk could reveal. Meanwhile, CELINE's official account reposted his story with subtle admiration, adding only a simple heart emoji. It was a silent acknowledgement of their muse, the man who redefines the very essence of the brand's identity. Taehyung's collaboration with CELINE has long been celebrated, but this moment felt his ability to merge warmth and sophistication is what sets him apart. The leather jacket, slightly oversized, draped perfectly over his frame. The sunglasses, marked with CELINE's signature, gave him a mysterious charm. Every detail was deliberate, yet appeared entirely effortless, the mark of true style. Even local media outlets in France picked up on the phenomenon. Un homme nommé V, one article read, a man named V. It praised his elegance as something that reminded the city why fashion is not only about clothes, but about the soul that wears them. Back in his hotel room, The scene from his story painted a softer side of the day. The flowers, deep blue, vibrant, alive, mirrored his own duality. Calm yet powerful. The array of CELINE boxes symbolized the mutual admiration between him and the brand, a connection that feels almost poetic. Fashion insiders commented that CELINE's gesture was more than a gift. It was a statement. The handwritten note, Monsieur V, echoed the timeless European tradition of personal correspondence, a nod to Taehyung's classic charm in a digital age. It wasn't just Paris that trembled that night, the whole internet did. Hashtags like hashtag TAEHYUNGXCELINE, hashtag 4Paris Fashion Week, and hashtag CELINE Summer 2026 trended in dozens of countries. Fans compared his aura to a modern-day movie star, someone who could walk into any decade and still fit perfectly. Every video clip of him, stepping out, signing something, waving slightly before entering the car, became a study in elegance. Analysts called it the Taehyung effect, where simplicity becomes spectacle and silence becomes the loudest statement of all. His understated black attire reminded everyone that true style lies in restraint. The smooth texture of the jacket, the soft fabric of his shirt, and the glint of his necklace all played in harmony, forming a visual symphony that Paris couldn't ignore. In one clip, the car door closes as he offers one last smile, half hidden behind his shades, yet enough to leave hearts racing. It was the perfect ending to a day written in the language of luxury and allure. By the time midnight arrived, fans across the globe were still posting, analyzing, and celebrating every frame. Some called it the rebirth of the Parisian muse. Others simply said, he owned Paris tonight. But perhaps the most beautiful part of it all was that Taehyung never seemed to try. He was simply being himself, graceful, warm, and unapologetically stylish. That's what made the world fall silent, even if just for a moment. As one fan poetically put it, Paris wore Taehyung tonight. And perhaps, that's the only headline that truly matters. The video of Taehyung signing something on the streets of Paris quickly became one of the most replayed clips of the week. The scene felt almost like a scene from a high-end movie, the soft hum of the city, the glimmer of rain on the pavement, and Taehyung, dressed immaculately in his CELINE leather jacket, leaning slightly forward with a gentle smile as he wrote his signature. Every gesture carried an air of grace, as if time itself slowed to watch him. His dark sunglasses reflected the city lights, and for a fleeting second, Paris seemed to exist only for him. As he handed back the signed paper, his fingers brushed lightly against the fan's hand, a moment so brief yet so charged that those watching felt their hearts skip. The crowd, though excited, maintained a respectful distance, almost reverent. It wasn't chaotic. It was electric. Taehyung's calm demeanor, his small nod of gratitude, and the way he tucked the pen into his pocket before turning toward his car. Every motion was fluid, deliberate, and effortlessly cool.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah, there's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons.